Chaque mardi dans le Super Tuesday, Midgnight Texas.
Quand on cherche à se faire oublier, il n'existe pas de meilleur endroit.
Qu'est-ce que cette ville a de si spécial?
Depuis des siècles, Midnight est un refuge pour les gens comme nous.
Soldier, keep on marching on. Head down till the work is done. Waiting on that morning sun.
All of it. For me, it was the script, the tone of the script, which I thought was really unique, a really unique blend of different genres, and also the people involved. Well, you were cast already, so I knew that.
It was an interesting process. Some of us were cast like right away, and others it took forever. But I attribute that to Monica because the reason some of us were cast right away was they felt like when they found the character, that was it. So I think that was my character, Sarah's character, and Dylan's character, Creek and Bobo and Olivia. And then the rest of the characters, they worked really hard to make sure that they did not stop until they felt like the essence of the character from the book was cast. And so
I came along.
Yeah, and there you were.
The chosen one.
Yeah. But it was like that for you and for Parisa, Fiji, and Peter, who plays Lem. Like, all you guys were signed on very last minute, but it was like the perfect fit. You know, it needed to be that way.
Soldier, keep on marching on. Head down till the work is done.
It's fun. It's really fun, but it's also. I mean, from the very first conversations that we had about those specific moments, I insisted that I wanted them to look and be painful for the character, and I wanted them to leave Manfred in a depleted state, and that I wanted to continue exploring that pain throughout the rest of the series, and everyone was really on board, so that was great. I mean, it's...
Soldier, keep on marching on. Head down till the work
Cancer is they're two different shows, and I understand it's the same creator or the same author. So there's always going to be similarities in the tone because it's the same person creating the world. So if you know Charlene's tone, then you're going to recognize that in our show. And if you're a fan of that tone, then you'll enjoy it. And, you know, the differences are the fact that it was two different networks, two different casts, two different showrunners. You know, it's like comparing two different families, saying, well, they're both from Orlando, so, like, aren't they similar? And they're just not. Everything about it is different, except for the fact that we happen to have a genius writer who knows this world very well. Like, she clearly does Supernatural very well.
Soldier, keep on marching on. Head down till the work is done.
Yeah, I like how you just go straight for the jugular. I agree. I agree, and I think I like. Not only is it important to talk about, I like the way the show talks about it. Where the fact that Joe and Chewie are a gay couple is like the least interesting fact about them. You know, it's just sort of presented so matter of fact. There's a level of acceptance in Midnight that is a bit idealistic. We understand that that's not how the rest of society works.
But that's how we want it to be.
That's how we want it to be. But it's I think it's positive because I think in a lot of our experiences, that's how it is. Like in smaller groups, that's how it is, and that's why this year has been so shocking for. I'll talk about myself because you just don't. I mean, I guess I am. You understand how privileged you have been to be like sheltered from that level of hate and ignorance when you see it all happen, and so I understand. I talk from a position of privilege because that hasn't been my experience, and it's horrifying to see that a significant part of the population lives in on the wrong side of history.
Well, really, and in fear. You know, I mean, so many of my African American friends, like to just hear them talk about driving is a different experience, and it's shocking to hear. And I think being on a show that stands for equality is a privilege, and it's a step in the right direction. And I think this past year, if it's done nothing else, it's been a huge call to action for so many. And that is a beautiful thing, because maybe the things that we thought had changed in the past, we're realizing haven't, but maybe now they will change, because there's so much awareness around the fear and the hatred that now, like, we have no choice. We must put a stop to it.
A lot of wounds have been exposed now, so at least we can try to, now we know that they're there, we can try to heal them.
Le voile séparant les morts et les vivants est très fin ici.
Qu'est-ce que vous tenez tant à me dire? C'est la guerre que tu veux? Eh ben, tu vas la voir.
Il y a une prophétie. Une armée se dressera pour combattre le mal et refermer le voile pour toujours.
Chaque mardi dans le Super Tuesday, Midnight Texas, à partir de 20h55 en exclusivité sur Syfy.